Look at you, candy lips. We all know the dangers of trading because not only do you have to make a decision once to get out, you've got to make the decision again to get in. And when you keep doing these, you increase the chances of being a poopy head. And we want to avoid that. Trying to day trade will cost you wealth opportunity. Yes, it's true. Of course, there are winners. Just like there are people who win the lottery ticket. There are people who win sports games. Of course, there are winners. But I'm talking about if there's 10, 20, 30, 50,000 of us, on average, the people who are winning are taking it all from the people who are playing the game. You don't have to play the game. The best option in the game is don't play at all. You play another game. You play the money printing compound interest game. That's what you do, friends. So you understand when you are trading in and out, you accumulate a lot of brokerage and fees, and you got to make a mistake every now and then. And then you run the risk that you're going to make a big fat doo-doo error. And I tell you right now, most people will. Most people will make the big fat doo-doo error. When it's going down, they don't want to get out. When it's going back up, they don't want to get back in because it means you have to suck it up and you're like, well, the thing's gone down for like a year. It's never going to go back up. Now, this might ring a bell to a lot of you. So you got to make this choice now. You decide now, that's it. Play the long-term game. And don't worry, I've got some indicators. We might use some big macro indicators here and there. You don't have to get everything out. Everybody just gets everything out. It's like there's nothing wrong, man, with like if you have like 100% of your portfolio, man, there's nothing wrong to go like, you know what? There's too much partying. My neighbor doesn't have pants. My chair's stopping to squeak. A lot of weird things are happening. Okay, laser eyes, whatever it is coming off. Okay, why don't you could always go like, hey, I'll just take 25% into USDC or something or whatever stable coin, pay taxes, let it sit on the sideline and buy blood just in case blood happens. You don't have to go all out, but people love going all out. You know why? Because the thought of 25% is like, that's like too small. They're like, hey, but if I get all out, I can buy back 4 times more. But they forget the part where they're wrong. You do get wrong from time to time, and it's embarrassing. And most people don't get back in. So instead of trying to get everybody to be a master trader, it's much better to just play the long-term holding game, despite what people say. I'm going to give you this best example here. This chart, it's a daily chart of AAVE. Now, AAVE went on to pump 1,750x from this point, and it never came back. This is why I want to show you, friends. I'm going to show you this chart. Like, there's nothing on this chart that says 1,750x. Nothing in this TA. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, fake break the low. Go back up. Fake break the high. Come back down. Little bottoming. Like, look at this, man. I even have all these beautiful green arrows just to show you. What the hell could have told you that this was about to go 1,750x from this point? Nothing. And yes, this does include the full chart. This is with the stock split, the crypto split, friends. This is adjusted. Yes. That means $100 in here gets 1,750x. That's right. $1 into 1,750x. Yes. It all happened. It's all true. It's all possible in crypto. We all know this. Okay. This is what the bottom of AAVE looked like. There was nothing here, man. What could you have learned from this? Nothing. Just candles go down, candles go up. So no amount of squiggly line TA influencer cope could tell you what was coming next. Nothing. Do you know what they'd be drawing? They'd be drawing these cute TAs, and they would say, this is what they do, friends. They'd say, well, you know, the first resistance is up here, and then you got to get the next resistance. It's about at $1. Like, it went to $600 or whatever much it went to. Like, it just went insane. But what the hell are you doing, wasting your time trying to get in and out, okay? Because when people want something, they're not going to sit there. Now, the problem is, you don't know how many people on the sideline are ready to FOMO because crypto's too volatile. We know the upside is what we're here for. So you know the game. You're learning. Thank you very much, friends. Like, subscribe, press the bell button, or I make these videos every day for you. I do as much as I can for you because you deserve better. All this free, high-value content. Don't worry about paying me, friends. You can tip me 1 Ethereum in the future if you choose. No pressure on you. I love you very much. I invest in you, okay? You are the future. And, you know, when it comes to our bags, friends, I mean, go back. This is why I hold things like you got your ChainLink, you got your Pulse, you got your PulseX, you got your Hex, you got anything else you may choose to decide or not decide. This is why I hold them. Now, don't anchor on 1,750x, all right? I don't want you to do that because what people do is, so unfortunately, we either swing too low, sweet chariots too low, or we swing too high. It's very rare you get someone like me. Very rare. Like, you already know me by now. Like, when everyone's partying, I'm like, you know what? you got your pants off, but now you have to take your top off too. You know, that's what I say when everyone's partying too much. And when we go down, I'm like, hey, the targets haven't changed. The fundamentals haven't changed. Like, if anything's changed, I will let you know. Like, yes, everything's sinking right now, but it is what it is, okay? So it's very rare. But hey, I got over 10 years doing this. I'm used to this. I'm used to everybody partying with no pants up here and then leaving crypto completely. I'm used to, so I just have this fine line in the middle of friendship. And you get to share this wisdom here for free. Isn't that beautiful? But one thing people will do, and I'm here to share with you, is we'll draw up a chart. We'll go 1,750x for AAVE. So then people will go, and what we have is anchor bias, okay? So some form of anchoring. So now that we have anchoring bias and survivorship bias, which is survivorship bias is as well. It's like you just focus on this winner. So we're like, oh, AAVE did 1,750x. Have you heard of a company called Amazon? Everyone does this same Amazon chart. You know what it is, right? Amazon drops 92% in 2001, and then it goes up only. Every single person does that chart for every coin. Every coin, you name it. I've even seen Ricardo Corazon himself post it for Hex. Everyone does that. It's like the most golden charts. Like, well, Amazon went up. But you know what the truth is. The truth is that 99.9% of coins, they aren't Amazon, okay? We all know they aren't, okay? They're not going to do what they did. And 99% of things out there aren't Bitcoin and they aren't Ethereum. So you got to be very diplomatic in how you approach this, okay? Because the market's going to give us the price it's going to give us. Whether it's tiny, medium, high, super high, we don't know. We're just going to have to look for the signs, okay? It depends. When are you going to take your pants off? Are you going to control yourself? Like, some people, you go to a party, it's like 9:30, they are blasted. Can't open their eyes, sniffing too much, can't do anything. You're like, man, you're peaking too much. It's 9 o'clock, man. Other people, yeah, they warm up. Maybe it's 11, 12, they had a good time. Other people, they're like, you know what? I'm going until tomorrow the sun comes back up. You know what I mean? Like, you have different levels of that. We don't know when these people are going to start getting very toasty at the party. Okay, we don't know when they're going to start drinking too much. This is the same thing with markets. It's the exact same thing. We don't know. Are our bags going to be super high when people start partying, or they're kind of going to be down here? Now, the answer is most likely this is don't shoot the messenger. On average, yes, even though AAVE did 1,750x, on average, everybody's expectations are a big fat green arrow, but actually people start taking off their pants off down here, all right? Much, much, much earlier than you think. And it's not me just guessing or anything. It's from the charts. We can see it from the charts. We can see everything does diminishing returns. Even the unicorns, Bitcoin and Ethereum do diminishing returns, friends. I mean, it's amazing to see. Ethereum did 4,500x when it had no DeFi, no Uniswap, no ChainLink, barely any JPEGs. No one wanted to adopt it. It's still proof of work. None of that. No digital bond, no burning, no EIP, nothing. And it did 4,500x. Had no community and building all this stuff. Nothing. If Vitalik was dumping, it did 4,500x. Then, when they got the real stuff, okay, then when we got the real, the juice, the DeFi and stuff, it does a 50x. Compare 4,500 to 50. And 50 is still a big number, and we know Ethereum did a big unicorn. So I'm just saying, you got to be careful of your coins out there. Don't fall into this trap of survivorship bias and anchor bias. Everyone's going to do it. And because I love and respect you very much, this is the golden Amazon chart I was talking about. This is literally the chart everyone posts about. Amazon goes up, and then, you know, this drop here is 95%. Everyone says Amazon dropped 95%, and then it went up only. The tick of heaven. I mean, are we ever going to see a chart ever do this pattern in our lifetime? Just literally the Nike tick. We're not, friends. We're not, man. It's freaking Amazon. They took over the world. How many evil Jeff Bezos type guys are there to take over the world? You know what I mean? Have you seen him on the boat? Like, it's not, you can't just repeat this out of nowhere, because you know, and I know, well, you know, there's like 18 group project leaders saying the same thing. Clearly something's wrong with this picture. Survivorship bias, anchor bias, okay? Recency. Everyone's like, well, it happened before. It's going to happen again. We've got to be careful. We've got to remove these, okay? It's not about those other coins. You got to focus on what you're in now. So my final message, friends, we're going to end with the actual strategy here. Like, what can you actually do? And every indicator, everything you look at, they're pretty much 50-50 most of the time. So what's our actual edge? Your edge is using your indicators on the most extreme points of the macro inflection points. We can look at people partying, going naked. We can maybe look at the euphoria and depression in the markets and the signs, okay? What I've done is, this is my traditional It's very, very, very simple. You just have a super trend. Okay, remember the super trend is it's a default. It's default, friends. All of these are just default. Okay, super trend. ATR multiplier is 3. That's all it means is it goes, where's the price? It's going to give me 3 ATR, 3 ranges on the way up, 3 ranges on the way down. So the price is going to move up or down. If the price closes up, it goes, hey, you are now bullish. That's why it has the B. That's it. Okay, it wants to tell me when have we moved so far, we're going to get bullish. As you go lower in time frames, you get way more false signals, and crypto is so volatile. Weekly seems to be pretty good. Maybe one day weekly is even trash. We've got to go to 2 week, but it is what it is. When it comes to this, these signals seem to be clean for Bitcoin, right? Now, this is the interesting part. It looks like on your chart, you look like, oh, you just buy when it's green, you sell when it's red. Not so fast. Let's put it on a regular chart, not the linear chart, regular chart. So even though Bitcoin in this cycle went from $1 all the way up to 32 bucks, by the time it flips red, okay, it flips red. Look at this. It flips red and it actually trades at $6. Okay, so don't look at this green part. Look at this part. Okay, it flips red. You don't know what's coming next. Okay, for all you know, it's going to 0. You think about this. So look when it actually flips red. That's why, friends, indicators are just indicators, man. No one can indicate our friendship except me and you. So by the time Bitcoin confirmed the top, it was down 81% already. How disgusting is that? And what you would do is get out around the golden rope. You see these dotted lines around the golden rope. So we would wait for the red to proc, basically the red to flip. You go, well, you know, you've moved so far in the other direction now, and confirm this is a weekly chart. Remember, weekly. Okay, W is for friendship. So it's on a weekly chart. And then you get out around the golden ropes on the first time, because you're not going to have so much time. It's only 1 or 2 weeks to get out on this, 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then you're done. But I mean, look at this. It traded at $32. By the way, fun fact of history, Da Vinci J15 and Ricardo Corazon himself, founder of PulseChain Hex, both bought the top here. Both of them bought the top here and then wrote it down to $1 or $2. All right, so after this. So here's the thing. Even if you get out here, right, it goes down to $5. By the way, you can't panic sell here because this is crazy, right? Because there are even people panic selling. They don't know that's going to bounce back. But you hopefully get out around $10 here. But it still sucks. Look at this. I mean, I'm giving you a signal to quote unquote avoid the death, but you're still selling 70% down from the high. That's the reality of it, right? We can even go to future markers to show you, like, when it comes to these, there is no perfect science, friends. And look at this. This is the double bubble scenario. This was a false signal. Look at this. You proc red, all right? So maybe you get out here. Maybe you get out at $100. But look, Bitcoin actually goes up, and then you have to enter back at $200. You see this? So you sell at 100, you got to buy back half your coins at 200, right? So that's the risk you take. What I've actually noticed is in the path of Bitcoin, when you get out, there's a chance Bitcoin can double again, and then you have to get back in. So that might tilt you. You know, that might tilt you. And by the way, would you want to? Imagine it fakes out again. What a disaster that would be. So imagine you collected like, 50 Bitcoin here, and then you can only buy back 25. All right. That's why, see, this game's tough. The game's tough because I'm going to show you times where it does help you avoid it. I mean, look at when it was finally done, Bitcoin hit $1,200. It comes down to 66% down to 400, and you can get out here $600. And then you say, well, I'm not getting in until this eventually flips green, right? And then you go. It eventually flips green up here. Maybe you just leave a bid here, So it's not the end of the world. I mean, look at this, okay? You're able to avoid all the death and destruction, but the truth is, okay, you have limited yourself. You're not you're desensitized too much, okay? You are so comfortable being in stable coins at this point and avoiding the death. People don't want to DCA buy here, all right? I know it, friends. I've done this before, okay? Once you get out, you never want to get back in. You want ultimate death. Like, there is no way you can get back in. And if you can muster the strength to reverse yourself and like fix your sins, this is where you get back in. So you've gotten out at $600, but you have to buy back in on the close here at $350. So think about this. Like, you've watched, this is the funny part, right? You've watched Bitcoin drop 87%. You had to get out at 600. You basically got to buy back at 350 if you decide to do it and you believe in it. So you're not getting the biggest bargain of your lifetime. Like, yes, you get to buy like 80, 90, you almost double your stack. But what if you got it wrong? You're going to have to buy back half your stack. You see what I mean? So it's tough, man. It's tough. Where do you start buying? Do you just have to start buying the bids? I know it looks like it's easy to do a double bottom here, but it's not so easy, friends. And even in 2017, look when the trend changed. The trend changed at $8,000. You got to get out at 10. It tells you, hey, it's over, you know? So it is what it is, man. It's not perfect, but let's see what I would have done in 2021. This is why it's funny. You wait for the trend to reverse. It's after China ban. So that China scam bans it. What are you going to do? You can't say you're going to sell up here. You got to follow the system. So you would have to be selling like 39,000, and then you watch it double. You miss everything again, right? What do you get back in? You sell 39, right? Look, it turns green again. You have to buy back in at 55,000, and then it goes red again. You've got to sell again at 41,000. Look at that. You got chopped. You got chopped beyond imagination. Disgusting. Okay, but look, it comes back down. So you can't say to yourself, all right, well, I knew China was a fake, but the second one was real. How are you to know that, man? You don't. So this is why the dangers of day trading, and the funny part is I used a weekly time frame. I used a very long time frame for crypto standards, and I gave you a system here, right? So when it flips, you get back out or in near the golden ropes, you know? So it is what it is. I mean, what happened in earlier this year, look, yeah, we flipped green at 22,000. You bet to buy at 21. It is what it is. So the answer to be optimal with this is when these occur, you can't go all out. All right, you're just gonna have to accept you're gonna be bag holding a lot of stuff for life. That's just it, right? It's the truth. Optimally, you're gonna have to be bag holding because it's gonna be that time where there's doubles and you're just not gonna be on it. But don't let survivorship and anchor bias get to you, because when let's say it flips red, for example, right? It flips red here, okay? You don't have to get out everything. Like maybe get out 20%. 25%, that's something only you can decide, right? There are numbers you can play with that aren't 100%. You know, maybe you get another 25% here on the second time it does that. Now you're at 25 to 50. It's a tough game, friends. It's a tough game. That's why I keep telling you, man. When you have multi-year time frame, see everybody playing in this poop land. Imagine people who bought all the way in like 2016, okay, at $1,500 Bitcoin, whatever, 2K, okay? This game up here, they don't really care, man. They're up, I'm up 10x or 20x. It's a different game. But when you come later and later and later, now you are fidgety. You're like, I don't want to sell here because I'm taking a 20% loss, you know? But that person who got in earlier, it's not a 20% loss for them. It's like, well, do I make 8x or do I make 25x on this? So that's why you can only get there with time, okay? You pay your dues in time, you make it, all right? You know what else you're going to make it with? Being my friend. Thank you very much, friends. I make every single video for you. You are appreciated and loved. Tell mum and dad that we love and appreciate him. We are going to avoid the pitfalls of trading. We're going to stick to long-term investing because you are kind. You're always on my mind. I'll see you in the next one.